position. Paninis take the double. Angels maintaining that top position. Hunters rage quitting. Spartans looking broken on the respawn. And the Rebels with a surprise factor on third place. Come and check it out live on the recap.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to round 6 of the VESL recap. I'm your host, Bossy. Joining me for the first time, American correspondent, Erik Shawn. Erik, welcome to the recap.
Hey, thanks for having me, Bossy. Really appreciate it. I mean, being a long time coming, managing the VESL. I thought, look, it's be a good time to jump on board and get involved in these recaps. So thanks for having me on board. Appreciate it.
Yeah, mate, anytime. Again, straight in, again, first quick warning, this is going to be a big one. This is a big one. Strap in, get your popcorn,
Get it.
put your comfy undies on. Moving into the news.
I'm not wearing any.
I'm
just kidding.
From what I've heard, you never wear any. Okay, moving into the news. First off, quick mention, 3 weeks left until Champions Week start. So, again, these points are very close. We're going to start to see some little shifts, some last-minute pushes. So, yeah, now's the time to really dig in, because it is going to make a whole bunch of difference when Champs Week starts. So, and of course, for these last 3 weeks, new format, hardpoint, S&D, domination. Yeah. So, really getting these teams moving into these new game modes to really start to develop areas. We don't want to see, teams getting good at one game mode, and being the sweepstakes.
Hey, Bossy, we're in week 7. If you haven't developed yourselves on the game modes, you're pretty much a dead goose.
Yep.
But, hey, what do I know?
And pretty much the only movements we've got for rotations from players this week. You might have seen him come through. He caused a little bit of drama on the one night, but Poseidon is currently a free agent as a Tier 1 replacement sub. Tier 1, Tier 2.
There you go.
And he's going to be filling in. You're going to be seeing him popping every now and then.
And so, I mean, the really exciting thing was during the week, what we saw is that the Angels had a bit of a scrim against the Poseidon's team for Season 2. That might be called the Crash Bandicoots. And they did lose 1-4, the Bandicoots. But, look, I think promising signs that once they get the rehearsal in, they've got a couple months, that they could be a pretty dominant team. Yep. So, excited to test him out, have him on board. And he's a great young king, that Poseidon bloke.
Yep. There was one other rotation, that player movement that we might have seen come in. Haven't really spoken about it. Some people might have seen or heard news of it. Oh, hang on. I'll just drop my pen. Hang on 2 seconds.
Okay. Was that...
Sweat Bossy's back!
Oh, Bossy's back! Oh, yeah, of course!
Sweat Bossy's back as a sub.
Hey, he said, you know what? I'm hungry for it. I want to jump on board. I said, okay, hey, jump on in, Bossy. As long as you can admin and swear hard.
Yeah. Look, the trigger finger was getting itchy. It was time to start getting some kills again. Well motivate people to get kills again, but yeah. No, it's good. So I'll be filling in for the Hunters as a sub until further notice.
Good to see you back out there, mate. Give it your all.
All right, moving forward, guys. Team standings. And also, merged in with the team standings, we're going to be talking about the new player ratings, which Coach Volt put through a lot of time and effort into this week.
And I just want to say, Volt sat down with me for about 2 hours.
Yep. And
he spoke about all the ratings. So everything that he said about the ratings, I know. So imagine it's basically Volt here explaining the ratings.
Yep.
It's not. But I've got all the IQ, so we're all good to go.
Yeah. Moving into 5th place. 130 points this week. The Rebels. Erik.
Yeah.
First thoughts on the Rebels before this thing started. What do we think?
I mean, look, 3rd place. They got the 1 to win. They somehow snuck on, got the 60. Most points that have gotten in a game week. Definitely. Phenomenal stuff. It was a bit of a Stephen Bradbury, the Iceman. Everyone followed him. They grabbed a 60. So well done on them. But, I mean, they had Poseidon did help them out with that one. I think they had too many ins and outs, A shots. I do still think if you look at the ratings on paper, if they've got a QDX and A shots there with Sloth, they can be competitive. It's just unfortunately there's just too many ins and outs. They don't have an actual concrete team, and we're trying to do our best to make sure they do. But some of the guys just can't do it, so we're just battling through this to the end of the season. But look, it's struggle street, definitely.
Yep, definitely.
And one thing I gotta say, Bossy, I mean, like, I gotta give props to Sloth for trying to organize and all, but man, I'm still seeing people like on that team just go for stats. Like Respawn, I've seen Sloth. They've been 60 points down on Dom, and he's at the back of the map again.
Yeah, I was gonna touch on that. Yeah, definitely.
I can't. Watching on it really infuriates me. Your team's at the bottom. You gotta try and win, and you're just going for kills. It's what can you do?
What can you do? Play ratings.
So we're gonna go through the ratings now. Okay, I've gone up here. Have a look on the right-hand side. Along with me. So QDX, I mean, overall, pretty good player. Is a really good shot. Doesn't really have the CDL knowledge, but can clutch up. Does have that good awareness and that good ability. So I think if he's consistent in there, he can definitely be assisting Slothy. Supply comment, really great start. Had a really great start to the season. Has good S&D games, but has no idea how to play Respawn, and he's going to drop down a couple points down to 83. Up next, we got A-Shots, newcomer. A-Shot's been around the season. Volt knows a lot about him. Has some good CDL knowledge, but still a little bit inconsistent. Can do really well, but they can start to be pretty average.
Yep.
But if he's on form, they can do all right. The sub, Sasa Damuli, 82 overall. Can sometimes get some 30 bombs, but can sometimes, just
very just unpredictable on
it's unpredictable.
It is. Yeah.
He reminds me of a hellish chicken, but he somehow gets some kills. It's crazy. And one, that's improving, and I think he'll be good next season, is Brian, my American friend Reaper. He's 81 overall. Got gun skill that's improving. Awareness isn't quite there. A little bit too quiet, and I think he just gets rattled a bit too easily. Him and that QDX, they get rattled too easily. Definitely. You gotta have that composure as a player if you want to be good. And of course, we've got Slothy. He's going to go up 1 to a 90 overall. Great gun skill, decent knowledge, can clutch up, average comms, bit of a lone wolf on the team. But I said, it's going to be tough. Overall, they're the second best rated team on paper. It's just unfortunate that they don't know how to work together, don't know how to practice. And as I said, if you want to have a great rating, it's not just being a good shot. It's knowing how to work as a team, lead, communicate, how resilient when you're down, can you stay up? So many different factors that these young kids don't understand, but we're just trying to get the ball rolling. So, yeah, look, on paper they're good, but currently 5th place.
And again, it comes to the age-old thing we've been saying all season. Practice, practice, practice.
As the Germans say, Üben macht den Meister. Practice makes perfect.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Moving forward. 4th place, 160 points this week. So, again, everyone's now in the triple digits. These guys, they're hungry. We've got the inside scoop now. The Hunters. Hunters, after Respawn Week, it was a roller coaster of emotions, I guess you could say. Again, these guys, they're hungry for that top 3 position. Again, this is my first week of actually hearing the inside, hearing the locker room talk. Right. We had some technical difficulties with Nshabi on the first night, and it did let him down to touch.
Yep.
Again, with me coming on, it tried to really again. We had some good moments and had some bad moments as well. So, yeah.
I think I said team's got some decent players. Yeah. But overall, not the best leadership. Very average organization. Morale looks good. I think they've got good morale as a team. They muck around together. It seems they really starting to gel, but they're still a little bit scattered. Obviously, Osman, former Hunter. He got dropped from the Hunters and he got put on the Rebels. So a bit of a rivalry there. A lot of backlash with him too. So, I mean, they've got the potential, but I don't know how they're gonna travel. I mean, look, come champs, they could be a surprise. They've got a couple holes, gotta patch it up.
Yep.
They're just a team I don't know. Like one week they could be really good, then one week they can just not have it working. So if we look on paper, overlook at the ratings, I mean,
Yeah.
they've got a Charby. He's going up 3. Really solid player. Actually has some decent comms. Really good gun skill. Decent awareness. Sometimes can have a bad day, but overall, he can really, really pop off. And when he pops off, he's pretty good.
Yep.
Up next, going up 5, I think from a 70 to a 75 is Bluey. Captain Bluey, I think he's got better gun skill. Awareness is still probably one of the worst in the competition.
Yep.
Doesn't have much knowledge. Comms is pretty good. He tries to communicate to the team, and movement is okay there. I think he knows his role, but yeah, I think it's a lack of experience, which is gonna affect him as a leader there.
Yep.
He's trying to rally the troops, but I don't know.
It's the shot calling at the starts of the games. Like, as Volt's probably seen it as well. Trying to get him to make a decision on a map choice, that sort of thing. It's the little things exactly. These are the things.
As a leader,
you
be definitive.
You got the choice coming. You plan the week around it as early as you can. You don't want to be sitting in that lobby going, "What are we doing? What are we doing?" So.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more. And I think hopefully, I said up next we got Ronzo Bossi's going up 2. I think got decent gun skill, okay awareness. Pretty good comms. Only thing I really think I need to see him understand more, and it will season after season. Sorry, I'm talking to him right now.
Yeah.
But it's like third person.
Ten Nori. That's so good.
You're not even here. Who is it? Who am I talking to? But yeah, Ronzo Bossy, I think gun skill and movement is a bit slack. Sometimes he can be okay, but when he concentrates, he can be good. But I think if he understands the knowledge that's involved in CDL, and that'll enhance his awareness and other little faculties, and then he can really dominate his role to what he can really do. For example, we've seen Bluey. His role is to just get the minutes, get some kills, and I think Bossy probably doesn't have a similar role because he's got probably better gun skill, but he can cater towards his role. I think once he gets that knowledge, he has been now. It's his second week. And up next we got Huncholini. Really good start, Huncholini. I was actually probably put him in 84.
Yeah.
But I've seen him start to really drop off. When he's bad, he's actually pretty bad. He's had 5 for 24 and some respawns. He can get some 30 bombs on the respawns too, and he's okay in SND, but a little bit inconsistent for me. Okay, comms. And alongside him, of course, we've got Ali as well. Pretty similar player.
Yeah, definitely.
As well as that, Ali has good games, but can also have some games when he just doesn't really perform and adds no value. These guys that are around that low 80 mark, so to give you an idea, the guys that are basically 80 to your 85, they have the ability where they can have some great games, but then also your 8 to 83s, when they bought out, they bought out.
Definitely, yep.
Like 5 for 24. And as well as that, they'll be on the losing team. I've seen guys, I've seen Bolt go 12 for 24. Not a great score, but they've been on the winning team. So they've all played their roles.
Yep.
As long as you play roles, it does justify things like that. So it's just an example. You got to make sure you're playing your roles and staying consistent.
Exactly.
It's hard.
It is.
But you got to do it.
You got to do it.
And then up next, Amplify, vice captain. Really good awareness. One of the most knowledgeable in the CDL comp. Pretty good gun skill. 92. I've got him. Pretty good clutch. He's got some aces here and there. He's got some good composure. Just sometimes a bit of a negative Nancy. I think he's just got to really focus his negative energy into positive energy, and it might help the team morale. I've seen, it does have an impact. You think it doesn't, but all these factors add up. I've seen him really be negative towards the team, and it's put them in that bad mindset, and you got to really always stay positive if you want a team to dominate.
Exactly.
So I think on paper they're okay, but it's going to be interesting.
It is going to be very interesting. Moving up on next is the 210 points. These guys really wanted to dig in, and they're still just holding on to that top 3. The Spartans. All right, Spartans. Okay, we had a little bit of an issue on the Monday night, which was worked out.
We did.
again, these guys have been really holding on to that top 3 spot. They're doing very well. They're 40 points behind second, which is still, again, only 50 points. If these guys really dig in over the next couple of weeks, it's still possible for them. Not as much to try and secure, because I don't think his Paninis are going to be really hard to beat as well. Just to make sure Hunters don't catch up to them, really. That's their biggest goal, I think, for the rest of the season.
I think when they play against each other, they are pretty balanced. Just one thing that Spartans struggle on, they seem structured in the SND, but as we all say, Respawn, they're one of the worst teams on the Respawn. I said I put them. Just don't have structures. Still, it's really
and it does hurt to see a different team on the Monday as a Saturday.
Yeah,
and teams are starting to really pick up on it as well.
And I mean, as I said, if you want your team to be good, you got to make sure it's the same team on all game days. I can say it because I run the Angels, but we ensure that the Monday and the Saturday is basically the same tier and same balance. So, I see basically a tier 3.5 and a 4 on the Monday, and then I see a 3.5 and then a 2.5 on the Saturday. Different teams. But unfortunately, there are internal issues there where, they're trying to work things around it, but they can't, so they just got to deal with it. And I think they just got to understand that they will be on demand on the Monday, but they got to try to do the best they can. But as I said, it's a lot of pressure on Hebrew. I'm watching him on, and I watched the game on Saturday, and it was the first game of the night, and he looked extremely deflated. He looks over it. He's a man that's like leading a bunch of headless chickens. They don't really care. I'm tired. I'm sick of this. We can try to do our best, but if these guys ain't gonna, lift, what's the point? So, I mean, you got Damon. He's starting to do really well. I think I've seen him starting to do better than Paulie now.
Yeah, definitely.
So I think he's having some good times too. Still inconsistent, that 82 overall. That has some good games, but then very, very average ones. But as I said, they have that low ratings because they don't understand how to play the game and play their roles as well. But I know they've got to practice their Respawn bossy. But 3 weeks ago, I honestly don't see him getting in the grand final, and I see them hypothetically if it's and Spartans in the winners qualifier, Paninis beat Spartans, and then Hunters have to verse them. I think the Hunters could beat the Spartans to get in the semifinals.
Yeah, I reckon you hit that on the head for sure.
Yeah. So I know, and look, we'll go over to the ratings now, Bossy. Let's quickly go for further dissection as to how they
try and find where the issues are.
I mean, it's really things. They do look underpowered on paper. So you've got Hebrew. He's gonna go up to two overall. Great leadership. Definitely. Great communication. I said great awareness. A phenomenal gun skill too. He's got a 50-kilo backpack on his shoulder.
He does. Yeah.
As you can see, it's just getting sore.
Yeah.
And he needs help, but as we said, he just can't get it up.
You hear it in the you hear it in the voice every week. It's just you feel for him.
It's definitely taking a toll, and as I said, up next as well, we've got the Wild Westie going up 84 overall, pretty good. I'd say very good. Knows how to really go defensive on that S&D. However, not a top solid player because Respawn. I don't see him having a clear, decisive role, and I don't see him really showing any form of dominance. In all honesty, I've seen some Paninis that were inexperienced that are looking more dominant than these guys who have played more. So, interesting little facets, but his gun skills really, really improved. Gotta give him that.
Definitely.
Knowledge will get up there. And obviously, up next we've got Damon. 82, the youngest brother out of the three. Has a couple of experience in CDL, but knowledge isn't quite. I'm gonna give a couple there. It's actually a majority of that team. I'd say Meat Garage, Damon, Go Getter, and Has Bowler.
Yep.
You just don't have that resilience. They start losing, and they just complain, it shrouds a negative environment on the team. The team goes shit. See you later. And that's it. It's Hebrew looks composed. He knows what's going on. You know, Jay doesn't complain too much too. He's got good comms when I've seen him play. But those four, I just when I'm hearing them complain about people having walls, we're in a competitive esports league. There's no way Erik Shawn's allowing any hackers in here. Yeah. And it's just uneducated, whining, and it really frustrates me, Bossy. Understand your situation. If you want to be better, go and practice.
Exactly.
I don't get it. I'm sorry. I just don't like that stuff. But it is what it is. So, Damon's going all right. He's helping out. Up next, Britt. She has some good games on S&D.
She does. Yeah, she definitely does.
But I said she still doesn't really know what she's doing. She's just trying to get her head around it all. Has good comms, though, too. She's giving it her best. So, got to give her props for that.
In my biggest opinion, the AK needs to go. She needs to lose the AK with no stock. That needs to go.
I mean, I saw her get like a double kill on one Sage. It was interesting on an SND, but I do agree with I agree with you 100%. And in the fifth one, I'm going to go the controversial sub Hezbollah. He is the lowest rated player in the team. I think if this team wants to win on Mondays, they should really bring in their spare reserve Mark for Hezbollah.
Yeah.
Because I said Hezbollah is a great kid. I love him. He's a great bloke. He's giving his all.
Yeah.
But he just has no idea what he's doing.
What he's doing. It knows. It tells. So yeah.
And honestly, you've got 3 weeks to go. Yeah, we wouldn't. It's not that we wouldn't allow it. It's just right now they're extremely underbalanced on the Mondays. So Mark fitting in for him is fair. They should get that knuckled down. So he's got the lowest rating, 72. And then finally, I've got the most, the man he sent me, Bossy, 50 file complaints against the VESL and the rating system. It's Paulie, go-getter. He's fuming about his 83 overall rating.
Yep.
He believes he's an 85. He was an 87. Really good last year, as I've said to him. 2020, Paulie was another man. Phenomenal game skill, good awareness, could just control. He looked threatening. He just looks like your average tier 3 now.
Really, yeah. It's a sad decline. It is.
It's really sad. And honestly, if I put in other 83s, an Ollie and Hunchalini, even those guys have got some 30 bombs. I'm yet to see Paul get 30 kills in a respawn. I'm pretty sure yesterday I saw him go 8 for 26 on hardpoint. You want 85? Please, grow up. So, they've got a lot of work to do, Bossy.
They do.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's the spot. It was a tough week for him, but
Hopefully they bounce back.
Onwards and upwards. That's all I can say. Yeah. Heads up. Second place, 250 points. Had a strong week. The Paninis. Now, we've been talking a lot about good teams on paper.
Yes.
This team especially. Again, another good sign of... This is the mixtures of, I guess, again, and we've heard a lot of clashes with a lot of these teams. These teams' mixtures. I reckon
team.
One of the most balanced teams that we've got, honestly.
You think this team's the most balanced?
One of the most balanced, I said.
Okay. I mean,
only for the fact that I want to say that, yeah, exactly. I want to say
to make their team.
When we just spoke about the Spartans being one person with too much weight on their shoulders.
Yeah. This
is a good example of sharing the load, I want to say.
That's a phenomenal comment. I rate that. I totally agree with you there.
It's the one perfect way to summarize this team. Is literally one struggles and you see another one pick up the slack and it's working for them. They're definitely, minus the Angels, they're the team to look out for. So.
Yeah, I think they're as the season's going on, they are looking competitive.
Yeah.
Definitely, I think Narni's just making sure they know what they're doing. I said really good improvements from Jake's cat. All four, Minty and Tommy Pepper. Minty's his daddy, excuse me. I think Jake's. I think he barely played Call of Duty, and he's performing phenomenally well.
Yep.
Caddy's picking it up
Seeing him filling in for a couple of teams as well, which is really good to see as well. So yeah,
yeah. So they're getting that experience now. They will look good. Next season, I believe they keep on going on. But yeah, they're picking up their roles. They understand what they're doing in their team. They're Spartan self-made team.
Yep.
Friends don't know how to make it work. Panini's self-made team, friends, and they're making it work.
It's a good example. Exactly. Yep.
So, it's I think one though factor. I mean, you can't rely and be a one map you can't be a one map pony as they like to say.
Yep.
They look good on Hardport and Zero Cave, but I mean, respawn wise, they don't. They look good. I'm putting them up there. They're top 2 for sure.
Of course.
But they're definitely beatable.
Yep.
So I think they're still got to work on their domination. A couple little things there, but I think as a unit, they're definitely the most seen that they're communicating very well. I can't say their streams entirely, but I've seen clips and stuff here and there, and they definitely talk like the Spartans a lot more when they're in game than in the lobbies.
Yep.
So they really focus and help each other out, which is really nice to see.
We've spoken about it before about how this team, they're a fun team, diverse. The banter's there. I mean,
I don't think the Angels don't really care for banter. I mean, maybe in the Hunters, if you guys do, that's fine. But we're pretty serious here at the Angels.
You take it serious. It shows. Yeah.
Yeah, nothing's really fun. I mean, we're just here to destroy. But hey, you know what? We love a competitive game. The Angels love competitive games. So I think the Paninis definitely do provide that. They beat the Angels on the respawn weekend and claimed the 100 points. So very 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 good. See some. It was. Coming champs, and we'll do a further dissection.
Yep, ratings.
Just have a look at the ratings now. A big improvement, I would say, and probably maybe a miscalculation at the start of the season was Jake's. He's starting with 83. I think Voltnator had some discussions with Narn. Jake's they had both played with Jake's previously in the past, had a pretty good idea, so they put him at that 75, 74 mark. But he's been smashing that. He's getting some 30 bombs. S&D's doing really well. So I think it's not just the kills, as we know. It's not just the kills that makes a great player. It is the roles. So I think he knows how to kill and hold positions, which is why he's gotten that rating. I think his rating will continue to improve. The more experience and knowledge he gets this in the coming seasons. I can see him potentially an 85 overall, probably.
Yep.
If he just keeps going the way he's going. He's got good comms, just I think his knowledge is a bit iffy. And he needs to improve on that, but he really will over time.
Definitely. Yep.
And up next, I've got Minty, his daddy, Tommy Pepper. Said another solid player, pretty good shot. Probably needs to lift his awareness a little bit, but I said just good at playing his role and good at controlling an area and locking things down. Really good feeling. And I said one thing he just probably would need to do a little bit more is comms.
Yeah.
Him and Minty, they don't, I think, communicate enough. I see a lot of heavy comms with Jake's, Cat, and Narny. But Minty and Minty's daddy, less, they live in the same house. I don't know whether they're sending nudes to each other during the games, but they've got to, maybe just talk a bit more in the game.
Yeah, definitely.
And so, and up next, I said Minty, she's going up 179 overall. Good gunshot. Overall, decent player. Can play a role, but as I said, sometimes she will have those not so great games.
The breakdowns, yep.
But as long as she plays her role, I think it's okay. I think if she gets like a 6 for 20, it's not ideal. But if the team is winning and she's done what she had to do,
as long as the captures and the minutes are there and the roles are being played, that's all that matters.
I give props to that. Up next, we got big improvement as well from Caddy, another player similar to Jake's. I see improving as the seasons progress too. He's gaining that experience, gaining that knowledge, really similar to Jake. Better gun skill, I would say. Got good comms. Probably want a bit more comms from him, but he does get up and about there. Awareness is increasing, and as I said, just knowledge will eventually come. And then going down one is Narni 6, Gaetano Milano. Stats haven't really changed overall. His gun skills phenomenal. His awareness is great.
Yep.
Strike back is on point. Sorry.
Windows XP is being upgraded now, so up to Windows 7. So
yeah, I just think with Narni 6, he hasn't really. I haven't seen a 50 bomb and I haven't
You're
really
hungry.
seen.
You've been hungry
Yeah,
for it. Yeah.
yeah, I've been hungry for it, but I haven't seen this season like absolute domination by him. Like we've known Narnie Six for 2 years. Voltnator and the team in the Voltolution, one of our first followers, and I'd say he's deteriorating. He's still at a top level, but he's definitely looking beatable at times now. But still a phenomenal player nonetheless. And he's helping these guys understand what they need to do. But yeah, as I said, he's just going down the one because he hasn't wowed me like, oh
Definitely.
my god,
Yep.
like he used to. But
Yep.
still up there as the best player in the season.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. That's undeniable. You're gonna hear that name on a lot of the death comms, and you're seeing these clips flow through every week. I mean, he's got it where it counts. That's
Yeah.
it. All right, and again, now moving forward, his first place position. These guys are sitting on 300 points. The gap's getting bridged, but they're still holding on to this first place like a kid holding on to a blanket. It's the Angels. Now, Eric, before we started, Angels,
Yes.
was that your idea?
The Angels, yeah. I mean, look, we were obviously been part of the Voltolution for so long, and we used to have streams of Voltnator play with females,
Yes.
and they would be called Volty's Angels.
Right. Yep.
And then we were looking through the maps and stuff. We saw Azir, and then we were scrolling through like Azir Angels. Then it just had a great ring.
It does have a good ring to it. Yep.
So that's why we constructed it. Really, looks good.
Good week for him. Good week.
Yeah.
I mean, the ending itself, there was again, this risk respawn week was hard for a lot of teams. It's a roller coaster of a week for him. Yeah, there was times you really see him dig in, but there was a couple of cracks at the seam. But they still managed to just scrape through and hold on to that first place still, thanks to the big lead that they'd already had. So
I think respawn, we knew they were always going to be dominant. I think they got. Well, obviously Panini's 11-1, but Angels are 10-2. So both of those teams absolutely destroyed the respawn week. Probably their best ratings, I would say, their best game weeks.
definitely.
So we did know that, and as I said, and we've said from the start, they ensure that they know what they're doing and they've got the practice and roles, and it's just really evident and clear. People are going to talk about unbalanced teams, unbalanced structures, but when you got a team that gets along well with each other, like the Paninis. They communicate, they teach each other, they know what they're doing, they will dominate. It is an extra little thing. But I'm liking the view of them consistently. They're being consistent. There hasn't been like one bad week from them. And that's what I'm loving.
It's a big consistency is a big thing, and
Yeah. Throughout this season, they've just looked. They might have a loss here and there, but they've looked good even when they've lost.
Exactly, and it's good to see a team that just proves this practice is the biggest key for it, and they're in there almost every night, almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're putting the work.
Yep.
They're putting the work.
They put in the work
And,
and it shows.
And I said they're Branny, as we said, gelling in well. Damages, learning the ropes too. Lotsky just leading when he can too with that gun dominance, and when he can't, Mickey's being able to come in and assist. Similar role to Lotsky as well. So I think overall, they're looking good, and I think come Champs Week they.
Yep, and again, there's high numbers in these ratings.
Yeah, look, I mean, the couple of boosters, a couple have gone down a little bit, and so that's the thing. So, Kristaps first. I mean, damages 82 overall, great support player, Apex Pred player.
Yep.
But said 22 times playing Modern Warfare, you're not going to get a high rating with only playing the games at bare minimum level. However, I think I've seen Volt have at least 30 lunch meetings with him, just making sure he understands his role and what needs to be done. And even gone through and drawn the maps, and so he can understand the maps. And I think once he knows the maps, he will be an 85 overall.
Easy.
He can be a phenomenal. We've seen him get 37, I believe, in a hardpoint 30 and a dom, so it's there.
It's
But there's still
definitely
things. There's definitely things he can still work on.
Yep.
Up next, I just want to ensure that obviously the Angels wasn't biased. Obviously being the CEO of the Angels, Voltner being the captain coach of the Angels, we wanted to make sure the ratings, what everyone's thoughts were too, especially Voltner. He's doing the ratings.
Yep.
Doesn't really want to rate himself. He
course.
actually went to 7 people and got ratings for himself. This is the summary.
Yep.
So we actually got a couple 88s, 87s, and 84, 85s. Volt actually thinks he's an 86, and so 86 was what we came with. I said overall Voltner, one of the best comms, pretty good knowledge. Gun skills a bit iffy. Sometimes you'll hit him really well. Sometimes you'll shake him up a bit.
Yep.
He's just got to really focus, but he just sometimes a little bit too aggressive. So if he just relaxes a bit, he can be great. But he just knows his role. That's why he fits in the team well there. Up next, really good improvement. We've got Ronzo Gerard. 78 overall. He's gone up too as well. Good gun skill. Gun skill's improving. Improving awareness is getting there too. Understanding how to control. Really understanding what I'm loving by Ronzo Gerard is how to play his role.
Definitely.
He's been given some roles and he is working them to a T, which is great. Only thing extra I'd love to see is just a bit more of a communicating, but that will come, and that is easy to work on. Up next, going down just a couple. We probably did boost him up at the start of the season as well. But yeah, Lockie, go to bed. Phenomenal young kid. He's 14 years of age. And he's on the highest rated for 14 overall. So he's going to be an absolute weapon. And sometimes he shoots like a weapon. He can destroy. He can destroy. I think what's happened with Lockie, it's about getting him to really understand his role. And I think Voltner is going to sit down with him and ensure he kind of knows what he needs to do. We just find times that sometimes Lockie doesn't have a full understanding of what needs to be done. So once we really sit down with him and get him to know what he needs to do, Lockie will be an absolute superstar.
Of course.
I think a lot of this team, they started off, even last year, average. And they're building it up. And this is a team where they will be. The ratings will keep on flying, put it that way, if they keep on learning. And it's going to be scary, and people might eventually say it's not balanced, but you know what? They made it unbalanced by putting in the hard yards, so...
Exactly.
That's
again, at the start of the season, again, this team had two, I was going to say struggling players, but the numbers have all changed to complete, this.
They have. They have. I mean, a majority have gone up too, and as I said, the big one, the controversial one was Branny G for Ali, but that was a culture. I said we want a great culture. We want to have good vibes, and Ali, great kid, but just didn't like the negative vibes. Branny, big supporter. That's why we brought him in, and he's been a great vice captain to Voltmeter there, and so that's what he's been doing well. And we'll be having an interview with Branny as well. So stay tuned for that. So Branny, 2020 Branny, and this is why the transfer happened. 2020 Branny, bossy, I'll tell you honestly, Branny's been in the stream for about a year. 2020 Branny was about an 86, 87 overall. Had some really good S&D games, but was pretty average sometimes. Voltmeter was on his team for his very first Warzone tournament. That was his 5th game playing Warzone. He was an 87, 86 then. He's now become a 90 overall, I think, from literally playing Warzone straight the last, 8-9 months. So understanding that control, awareness, taking your time, knowing to rush in Warzone has really helped his play style. And that's why he's a 90, and I think his role of being a great tank, he's an OBJ player, but he's an OBJ slayer where he's going to sit there, hold the fort, making sure he's gunning them down. Anyone tries to jump on board. And as well as that, what we love Branny is that his comms are phenomenal too. His energy
great to listen to. The energy, again, is unparalleled. So
he's great, and you need a couple of those guys on. It takes the weight off Volt's shoulders. He's appreciated Branny. So love having him on board. And up next, the
problem child of the Angels.
The problem child sometimes. Lotsky, 92 overall now. He's looking good. 93 awareness, gun skills, it's up there with one of the greatest, the best. Comms could be a little bit better. Doesn't speak a whole lot, but I think when he needs to, he does speak. and has got very, very good knowledge and can definitely clutch it up. So solid tier 1 there with Lotsky. All as a CEO, all we'd like is just less girlfriend time, more locking in the game time. But hey, they're getting the wins, but I just hope they can stay together when champs comes.
Yep. Too much time negotiating extracurricular activities, I believe.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to call it as. So
I think that's a great way to call
Yeah.
it, Bussy. Great way.
now, again,
Well,
yep.
I think they're gonna win it all. They're experienced, practicing. They're looking dominant. I think they might have the rings. But hey, I'm not being biased. I know I'm the CEO of the team.
Hey,
But
it all comes down to, again, and I hope I don't get sued for this copyright phrase.
yeah,
6 letters, 2 words.
lock in. It's true.
That's true.
Champs week, gotta lock in. Anyone's game.
That's it. Now, touching up on the Angels, we did catch up with Vice Captain Brandy G, the man with all the energy. He had a lot to say. Again, they're moving forward, and where they're at now, and lovely bloke to talk to. You can't match this kid's energy. So let's have a listen to this. All right, and joining us now is Brandy G of the Azir Angels. Brandy, welcome to the recap, buddy.
Thanks, lads. It's bloody good to be
Hey, Brady, mate, lovely to have you on board. Welcome on, mate.
It's a pleasure to talk to you.
Hey. Good stuff.
It's always, it's Erik. This is royalty in the league, mate. It's like, try not to get too starstruck, Brandy. You all right?
Please.
I'll try.
Now, before we get into the questions of Brandy, I want to start with a quick question with Erik. Before Brandy was brought in, you sat down in the boardroom and you spoke to Coach Volt in regards to setting out a contract for this boy. Tell us how that contract went out first.
We did. So obviously week 1 we were monitoring the team structure, and I said Ali, great player, but we're trying to create a really good culture here on the Angels, and why they're so dominant is because the morale and the culture they have right now, it's just phenomenal. And so we were seeing a little bit of little tinkers here and there, negative energy, and we're like, look, who's the guy that's got phenomenal energy, great player to have around you, and can really, assist Volt on the side there? And it was Brandy G. And I know he was spewing to miss that week 1, but we said, hey, you know what? Here's the thing, Brandy, the contract is this, okay? The Angels, they went 9-3. Okay, if they go 10-2, 11-1, 12-0, you go to the Rebels. Fair is fair. They equal the same as last week or under. You stay an Angel. They both got 9-3, unfortunately. With Ollie, with Brandy, stayed the same. So, hey, we're excited to have Brandy G.
That's it. And Brandy, yeah, since that first week, I think it's been getting better and better each week. So, all right.
Really appreciate it.
Yeah, the first question I've got to ask you as well. In regards to the first week you joined the Angels into the Angels now, can you tell us about the main differences you've noticed between the team?
I sort of felt that when I first got onto the team, and obviously I'd been in talks with Volt, I wanted Volt, and I know that he needed to go further up the line to try and get me into the team. And I just noticed from afar that the team, they just lacked a bit of oomph, I guess you could say.
Yep.
100%.
And I guess even in the pre-game lobbies, even just like sort of firing up, all that sort of stuff. You want someone, and I know we have the team motto now, the 6
Lock
letters,
in.
2 words. Correct. And it's become, I think, I wouldn't be surprised if it's known worldwide now, to be completely honest.
Yeah,
I'm seeing it everywhere.
We're going to start to see kids wearing it in shirts in the markets and everything. Like, you're going to see it. It's going to be flowing.
Other
It's
teams
unbelievable.
trying to copy it anyway.
I heard that. I heard rumors of teams trying to do similar things, which I don't mind.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because jealousy is the best form of flattery, lads. We just
That's
got to
it.
remember that.
Agreed.
So, but no, the biggest thing, I suppose, from when I entered into the arena on week 2 there, lads, would, I think, be the morale in the team.
Yeah.
The morale, I suppose, from week 2 to now it's incredible.
Yep.
And I suppose we've also included damages into the team.
Definitely.
Yes.
He's been a really good inclusion. He's really good with the banter.
Yeah.
I suppose the banter's just there. The team, it doesn't feel like a team. It feels feels more like a family.
Yeah,
That's it.
I like that, and I think the Damage's not a Call of Duty player. 22 times he's played, and watching him from a CO perspective, just join on in and be guided to dominating his roles has been phenomenal, and you guys have done well there, helping him out.
It's been unbelievable. It's been really good, and I suppose it's something that I'm really glad to be a part of. I look forward to Saturday nights. I look forward to Monday nights.
Yeah.
It's just fantastic. It's just a fantastic time to be alive, to be completely honest.
Beautiful.
Now, as the weeks have progressed and you moved into this vice captain position, taking it from the tier 1 Lotsky, now, how you feel with the lower lads, like your Lockies and your Jareds and stuff? Like, are they starting to listen to you a lot more that you've got this new role?
To be completely honest, I sort of had the relationship with the lads there before.
Yep.
I joined the Angels. Lockie I'd been playing with for months.
Yep.
Jared I knew of. So we definitely had that connection there, and I think that they understood the fact that I know the game.
Yep.
I like to think that I know the game, and whenever I give out advice, I'm only doing it to better them. I'm not saying that they're playing poorly, and to be fair to them, they take it on board every single time you say something. It's unbelievable. Jared, Lockie, and Damages, they're like sponges.
They are.
They're like sponges. That's the best way I can put it. They just soak everything in, and just week in, week out, you just see the improvement. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, and we've all seen it, like especially. And we will mention it later when we talk about the new power rankings. Jared as well, like huge improvement. Lockie's, they're all moving. Everyone has their roles to play, and the main point is drilling into these boys to they stick to these roles.
Yep.
Yeah, it's coming up as well. Now, I love to like, the little source of rivalry. This league is built on drama, as we all noticed so far. Is there a player or team that you don't coming up against every week?
Honestly,
give it to me.
There's no team.
There's no team.
There's no team that I fear coming up against.
I agree.
I just back us in. I mean, I'm not saying names here, but I mean, there's teams that their whole team rides on one map.
Yeah.
I'm not dropping names, but
yeah.
That's fine.
No, that's what we're here for, bro. Yeah, drop some names. Come on, I want it. I want it.
For anyone who's been following the VESL, I think they will know who I'm talking about here. It's
can't be a one-map pony, Brenny G.
Correct. And I think it's definitely. I'm not nervous coming up against anyone. I back not only my ability, but I back everyone's ability. I back everyone in. We all know our roles. Yep. We go out there, we play, and sometimes, as hard as it is to agree, it's a hard pill to swallow. That sometimes you get outplayed by the better team on the day, and that's just how things happen. That's how things happen.
I think what's great too is that when the Angels lose, I see them all. They sit down and they really assess, all together where they went wrong. They're humble in their defeat. I see Volt take them through it. Just take a seat back. It's going to be okay. Bounce back and go on through. And they assess everything. And that's why they'll keep on getting better. And, they're going to be in Champs Grand Final, I can assure.
And this is why...
Well, there's one thing. You mentioned Volt. There's one thing. Volt is unbelievable. He's in touching on that fact where we kind of sit back and assess where we went wrong. It would be even like Volt going into streams, getting specific times of when things happened that we should look over.
Strategist.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah. Could you say he's like the Alistair Clarkson of the AFL?
Correct.
Okay, yeah.
Correct. I'd say we're in that. We're midway through the year 2013. That's as simple as that.
I think the final's coming, and you guys are going to hold that trophy up together.
I can feel it in my hands.
Yeah.
And real quick last question. Who do you see yourself up against in the GF if you make it there?
Honestly, now that it's gone from SND, hardpoint SND to hardpoint SND Dom, it'll easily be the Paninis. I think I think it'll be a Paninis Angels grand final.
Yeah.
The Spartans are very good on search.
Yeah.
but they've lost that 2-game buffer now where they've got 2 games that they're really strong at.
Yep.
Now they're sort of 1 game they're really strong at and 2 that they're sort of improving on. But it's not to say that they won't improve on that by the end of the year.
Yep.
Or the end of the season, should I say, probably.
3 weeks to go. We've got 3 weeks.
Correct. So, yeah, that's my my guess. The Azir Angels versus the Paninis.
I like it. I mean, look, the thing is, teams, I think ideally, from day dot, the teams knew it's going to be 3 game modes. You can't quite rely on 1 out of 3 game modes. If you just think you're going to be good at one, you're probably not going to get near that grand final stage because there's 3 game modes you got to rehearse and remember and understand. And so I think a lot of teams are just hoping and praying, and it's going to be tough.
It's going to be tough. All right, Eric, any last questions or thoughts on Brandon G?
Brandy, look, I know we've had little talks on the side, but the contract renewal, it will be sent to you shortly in the next coming week. So we'll have those negotiations of you maintaining that vice captain role, maybe co-vice captain role. And we're excited to have you on board now and season 2.
Oh, I can't wait. Oh, there's no other way to put it, lads. I just can't wait. Oh, I can't wait. Be good. It'll be fantastic. It's been fantastic to be here tonight.
Hey, Brandon, I appreciate you, mate. All right, you take care. Get some good sleep. Train hard now for the week ahead. Tomorrow, you've got first game Monday. Good luck and go hard.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
Make
mate.
sure you have a good night. Take care, boys.
Thanks, Brady. And now, Eric, this is a segment of the show a lot of people like to look forward to. We're not going to call it the coach's spray this week. This is the CEO's lecture. We'll call it that.
The CEO's lecture. Look, I'm sitting in bed. I've got Ruby there next to me where we've got the popcorn. Of course, we're watching the VESL. We're enjoying it.
Yeah.
We want to see the games being played. And it was about, I don't know, it might have been about 11:30 last night. And I was watching, I think it was the Spartans and Hunters game, and there was controversy about, first of all, some of the Hunters dissing Voltinator. I mean, only we're allowed to do that here in the Volt Illusion.
Yep.
But basically, the main issue, what we didn't like is that, Vice Captain Amplify. He got a little bit of a helping hand at the start of the night. He lost that helping hand, so he thought on the second end of the night. He then left the Hunters hanging for about an hour and 23 minutes.
Yep.
Or, I don't know, around there. They finished game 2, they had 1 more game to go, and he left. And he's the vice captain of the team, the number 1 player. And then they found Poseidon. He jumped in, helped them out, and they won.
And we got the 3rd game. Yeah, we did.
And then that made the Hunters get 40 points. But I'm glad, Bossy, you and I, Volt, you and I, we got together. I saw it happen. I'm like, guys, this can't happen. We've got to equal the scoreboard. So if you're a leader and you're just going to have it's going to really cost your team. I had a chat with the Hunters players. I had a chat to Ali Hanchalini, and they were talking to him. Your team should be talking to the vice captain to try and tell him to calm down, first of all. And now we're just saying, look, you basically just cost us 10 points. We had the 40.
Definitely.
If you just played that and we won 3, we would have got the 40 fair and square. Will those 10 points be controversial come the champs 3 weeks ago? It was Spartans. They would have been extra 20 points ahead of Spartans. Now they're tied. So I think that vice captain needs to really discipline himself and understand his position. All captains, all leaders should.
Definitely.
Not just Amplify. I think all leaders, whether a vice captain, captain, coach, you gotta understand that extra responsibility and really hone in on it. And I think some guys are, some guys and the ones that aren't, they're crumbling.
Yep. Again, this is a high intensity league, and we knew there was going to be bits of drama here and there. But touching on this rule again, this is also for the captains mainly to spread to these teams. Rage quitting, no more.
No.
No, we can't have it. We can't have it. So
There will be severe consequences next season. Obviously, it's a trial season too. You know, we just want everyone to have fun as well. So when we can field players, we'll field players. But next season, as we've said, there will be 7 certain players, and
Yep.
if your tier 1 doesn't play, your sub plays, and it is what it is. Tough titties.
yep,
So it's going to be interesting.
Very
as we move
interesting.
to the final 3 weeks.
yep. All right, clip of the week this week. There was quite a bit to pick from, but I can't go past the stellar of a performance the Hunters put on. We all again, these guys, they robbed the Rebels of their first hardpoint win. It was probably one of the most exciting things to rewatch. Oh, and I was there, so
It was very good. Look, how do I say this? I'm biased with this clip of the week, Bossy.
no, there's too many contenders, and I've got to give it to these boys. These guys really dug in.
Okay.
Hearing
you know
it from them, again.
It was a great one. Volt was casting it live, so it was good to watch.
Yeah.
It did. Look, I said Rebels. They're one to lose, and they lost it. They were up by 50, and the Hunters composed themselves.
Yep.
I think it came down to in the end, Bossy holding down that P3, stalling his team to help him out.
Yep.
They did help him out. He got a kill, and they could just push on through. Contest damages. I think killed 4 people.
Yeah,
And
the
that
perfect
really-
nade. You got the triple instantly, and then it was, yeah.
And that did really secure it. So well done to them.
Right, here we go.
Bossy's given up on it too, and it's a good call. It's now Bossy. Bossy in A shots. Bossy finds A shots. Bossy finds A shots. He's gonna have some trouble. He's got Osman here. He finds Osman. Can he get him? Oh no! What's going on? Can he hold on? Bossy holds on. He throws a nade. He sticks him. But the Hunters, the Rebels, they might just get it. They might just jump it. They've got to go. Flood it. This is the one. Hunters are coming. 10 points the difference. Damages with the triple. Oh, here they come. They're trying to lock it in. Damages finds an A-shot with a triple kill. That might be game over. Hunters still on it. 4 points. Amplify gets a couple. The Hunters have got it. And the Hunters get the biggest comeback you've ever seen. Wow. Oh, boy. What a game. Oh. You see it.
Again, another quick one. As beautiful as that clip was, special honorable mention. Erik set us up here.
I mean, it was Monday night. The Angels looked good on the hard points in Petrograd. They had the lead at the start. Hunters came back, bounced really good. They were on 248 for a long, long time. It's P3. They're contesting. Hazmat's coming up next.
Yep.
You know, trying to lock it down. Got a couple kills. They started the rotation. Volt's behind the door. Kills Ali. If he dies to Ali, Ali gets the cap, and they could have won the game, but they get the kill. Hold on. We go to P4. P3, and we're in Hazmat.
Yep.
Branny G runs in the building, gets a triple kill, and he's there, and he wins the game. So, I mean, geez, it was high intensity as well. Some great hardpoint games this season.
Definitely, it is a great season. So let's have a look.
I'm pushing out river.
Oh my god,
Oh, come on.
Get ready, we're about to go.
Push out river.
Cafe side, cafe, well done.
You're gonna have to rotate. Hey, hold that. Better get that hill whoever's there.
Hope you guys are there.
Hard points moving.
Nice.
Hard point secured.
I'm here, lads.
Go!
Stay.
Go! Yes! Fuck yes! Wow! Wow!
JJ boy.
Just take the guy. Oh shit! Easy as that price. Fucking
Bang! Great kills, everyone!
All right, and now moving into the last segment again. Predictions. Erik, what can you give us?
My predictions, I think, as we go into week 7, I think now it is that CDL, Call of Duty World League, format that is hardpoint SNA domination. Will be like that in the champs.
Yep.
I think coming in 5th place, I do believe will be the Rebels.
Yep.
I don't think they'll understand how to Well, they don't practice.
Yep.
They're still straining players last minute to get them on board. They are unbalanced because of that reason. Don't know where QDX is. They're probably going to struggle. Up in 4th place, I'll probably put the Spartans. I feel as though they still don't really understand how to play the respawn. They might win the SND, but if they don't, they'll be down 0-3. But they could win the odd respawn game.
Yep.
I think they'll be 4th. I think the Hunters, if they've gotten a Charby there and amplified together, and hopefully Hunchlini and Ollie that's consistent, they can go okay in the respawns, but they've still been a little bit overshot, the Hunters. They did
Yep.
surprise me last week.
Yep.
I think they'll be 3rd. And, yeah, look, I think Panini's might go back-to-back, and they might get top of the ladder again, you know, depending on how it goes. I think Angels will sit nicely with 2nd. It's going to be pretty close, though, with those guys. Could be Angels 1st, Panini 2nd, or Panini 2nd, Angels 1st.
That was a
There's
hard
definitely-
choice. Yep. I pretty much predictions are exactly the same. Again, top 2. I've literally got question marks next to both of them. Paninis
Yeah.
and Angels. So
Yeah,
it's going to be tough.
just
It's too
come
tough to
down
call at this point. So
Yeah, and I mean, look, it came down to the wire on
did.
Saturday. That Angels versus Panini's. Panini's won, and they took the 100. So that's how it's going to be, and that's why it's great.
it
The
is the vessel. And that's it for week 6. Huge week. I hope your popcorn's not stale, guys. And you know, yeah, it's been a long one, but thanks for sticking in there to the end. My name's Bossy. This man
Hey.
here's Erik Shawn.
Thanks, Sammy Bossy. Look, overall, I think what you guys, you know, overseeing everything in the vessel, you guys are running a phenomenal job here in season 1. You know, you guys are getting everything structured and in order.
Yep.
The trial season, you know, so I'm excited to what this is going to become. We'll be overseeing everything, and
Yep.
we're excited for the future here in the Voltolution.
All right. Thanks again. Till next week.
Peace out.
When you're cold and you're broken, like you're lost and
We're taking Charlie.
He's
One
weak.
going
He's got.
Let's
He's
go,
got-
let's go.
Keep it.
I've got B, bro. I've got B. I've got B. Let's go.
Let's fucking go.
follow me in this moment and be free.
No tomorrow, no tomorrow. And I find it kind of funny, I find it kind of sad. The dreams in which I'm dying are the best I've ever had.
So don't look down, you got away. Don't worry now.
Come straight out with me, Bolt.
Got Charlie.
Oh, shit, Nani! Yes, go.